Welcome back, everyone. We have not done a live in quite some time, so definitely want to do a quick sound check. Basically, in this live, we'll let the YouTube algorithm kick in, of course, let some people hop on board. And I do believe okay, we have a few people hopping on now. Thank you so much for watching. Doing a quick sound check on my end, just to make sure we're good to go. We haven't done a live in quite some time, so just got to take some preemptive measures here. Okay, we sound good and we are live. We have many people on board. Alrighty, if you are first joining us, welcome aboard. And we have a lot of new subscribers. This is probably your first time watching a live if you are a new subscriber, because we've gotten so many new people in just the last 48, 72 hours. But as always, if you're first joining us, make sure you go ahead and smash the like button. I'd appreciate that. Let the YouTube algorithm kick in. Also, let us know where you're tuning in from in the chat. There's a little chat box on the left or right if you're brand new here. Hello, Jin. Good to have you on. Good evening. And let us know where you're tuning in from, city, state, location, whatever you want to tell us. It's also Halloween almost, right? Halloween Sunday, so 'tis the season. Happy holidays if you celebrate Halloween. Hello, Snuggles. Snuggles, that's a new name. I don't think we've seen you before. Just a quick thing again, because we do have a lot of new people, and I'm sure that those new subscribers are now watching us for the first time. I do want to let you know that if for any reason this cuts off, for any reason it goes black, it freezes, something happens, just know that we'll be going live right after. So Apple computers can control it. If there's any problems whatsoever, have your notifications turned on. If you did not have them turned on yet, make sure you do it now. Click subscribe and hit that notification bell, because if there's any problems, any technical problems, we'll go live right again, and you'll get the notification that we go live again. So just want to put that out there, because we do have a lot of new people that have hopped on board in just the last few days. We've gotten, I think, like 100 to 200 new subscribers in this last few days. So thank you so much for your support. So we're just going to do an all-around Social Security update. We're going to be covering essentially where we stand right now, what are the bills outstanding and pending, what can we expect, and of course the COLA increase. Just an all-around Social Security State of the Union per se, to just update you guys on where we stand right now as of today. So the latest that we know is that, of course, Social Security benefits are going to be increasing significantly in 2022. 5.9% is the locked-in number for COLA, cost of living adjustment. We've covered that many times, but in the last few days, we've covered a few new bills, some proposals. Hello, Robert. Good to have you on. Happy Halloween. I'm sure it's quite a celebration in Massachusetts. Maybe. I don't know. Never been with Salem. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they celebrate a little more hardcore in Massachusetts, but let me know. Hello, Laura. Good to have you on. Good evening. And hello, Snuggles, coming to us from Boston, also from Massachusetts. Very good. And Violet coming to us from Michigan. And thank you so much, Jin, for smashing the like button. Fantastic, fantastic. We got a lot of people on within a short period of time. So again, as we know, Social Security benefits are increasing. That's locked in. We've covered that many times. But in the last few days, we've covered some new proposals, some new legislation coming to us from some House representatives, some senators in the Congress. And we want to talk about basically where we stand right now, what's likely and what's not. So, of course, Social Security Administration just recently announced earlier this month that due to the high levels of inflation, it would be raising Social Security payments by 5.9% in 2022, the highest increase in nearly 40 years. And a new bill that has been introduced in Congress could also increase those payments even further, even more so on top of that COLA increase. As we know, while on the campaign trail, President Joe Biden promised to look at the Social Security program, which is currently set out to run out of money by 2034. And this is according to many reports, as well as congressmen and women themselves who have proposed some legislation. So Joe Biden campaigned heavily on Social Security reform and looking to change the system. So far, really nothing. He's more so focused on the Build Back Better agenda, which is also what he campaigned on. So that's fair. That is, and he's making some headway with that. With the recent announcements, a deal could be struck. So this could be one of his biggest victories yet. Fair enough. He's focusing on that, but nothing really we've heard out of the administration, at least the White House, as far as Social Security. All right, Robert, maybe you can have some vegan ice cream, vegan candy, if that exists. But sorry to hear that. And hello, Maria from Pittsburgh. Good to have you. And Brenda, good to have you as well. So the only proposals that we've heard, any ideas floated around, have not been from President Biden or the White House, but rather uh, legislators in Congress. So one particular one that's really making gains is from Representative John Larson, Democrat from Connecticut, and he introduced this new bill in light of the lack of funds report. And basically, the talking point in his proposal would be that number one, we would make sure that payments are at least 125% of the national poverty level to retirees. Now, Biden campaigned on that as well, so that's in line with his vision. And Biden also campaigned on raising the Social Security income tax threshold to a maximum of 400,000. Right? Biden said repeatedly, again and again, if you do not make more than $400,000 annually, your taxes will not go up. He said that repeatedly, whether it was on the campaign trail, the debate stage. He said, if you make more than 400,000, your taxes will go up. If you don't, they will not go up. Now, according to Forbes, that would generate an additional $700 billion in revenue over 10 years. That can go to a lot of areas, including Social Security reform. Now, if passed, Representative John Larson's bill from Connecticut, right, it would do just that, right? It would raise that $700 billion in revenue because it includes that Social Security income tax raise, increase, whatever you want to call it. So basically, this is called the Social Security 2100, and it was introduced in the Ways and Means Committee. And it was originally introduced, but then John Larson reintroduced it just recently this week, Tuesday. And the bill is intended to overall expand Social Security benefits, prevent the program from running out of funds, but also increase payments by about 2% for the average beneficiary. That may not seem like a lot, but you have to realize that in just the last couple of years, the COLA increase, the adjustment, was not even 2%. So 2% might sound low because we're getting 5.9% for 2022. But if you look back at 2020 and 2019, they weren't even 2%. So that's why 2% is rather generous. The legislation currently has 200 co-sponsors and has been endorsed by more than 100 advocacy groups, according to Larson. So high praise and high endorsement of this bill. Larson said, quote, in a statement, Social Security 2100, a sacred trust, will expand benefits and strengthen Social Security. The pandemic has only underscored what we already knew and has exacerbated the system inequities. Current benefits are not enough. 5 million seniors are living in poverty due to, went on to say and continued, these are our sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles, and neighbors. For too long, Congress has forsaken its duty to enhance benefits. With 10,000 baby boomers a day becoming eligible for Social Security, and with millennials needing Social Security more than any generation, the time for Congress to act is now. Very true. Wise words from John Larson, being that millennials and also my generation, Generation Z, are going to be hit hardest with this high cost of living that's only going to increase and soar higher in the decades to come. So really, when you think about it, the young people, millennials and people my age need this bill or a legislation like it more than ever before and more than anyone. Not to say that baby boomers have it right and they're privileged or some way. I don't want to say that. But when you look at the numbers, baby boomers and people of that generation did not necessarily grow up with the ratio of income to this high cost of living that millennials and young people are seeing nowadays, right? The ratios are much more out of proportion. And so you have to work, double the hours in order to afford basically the same amenities, the same living expenses that baby boomers did. Not to say that one group is more privileged than the other. It is what it is. Obviously, it's not in my control. I'm just telling you the facts and the numbers that, the cost of housing and the cost of living is much higher than ever before, than any generation in history in the world, not just in the US. So it's just a fact, right? And so that's why we really need this legislation immediately, and we need it now for the baby boomers and also, for my generation. It's so important. Take a look at the comments here. We've got some more. So this is Tia from Vegas. Hello. We're talking about Social Security, particularly. Jeanette coming to us from Florida. We have Dustin. We have Jin. Hello. We have Joseph again. Hello, Joseph. Good to have you on. Familiar face. And we also have some new faces here in the chat. good to have everyone on. So that's basically where we stand right now, right? The Social Security legislation, particularly John Larson's bill, has a good chance of passing. It has tremendous support all around from a large portion of Congress, and really this could also get bipartisan support. So if any bill is going to pass, it's probably going to be this one, the Social Security 2100, a Sacred Trust Act or bill. This one, odds-on favorite for passing, really. And just to recap, we covered it in recent videos, but we do have a lot of new subscribers, so I'll recap one more time. What would this new bill bring exactly? So Larson's bill pushes the date that benefits would expire to 2038, so 4 more years, in order to give Congress more time to find a long-term solution for the impending retirement crisis. So it wouldn't necessarily solve it forever, right? It's not a permanent, everlasting, evergreen fix, but at least we get another presidential term, right? Maybe in those 4 years, someone my age runs and they really institute a great deal of change within that time. Who knows? 4 years could be a lot of time for Congress to find that long-term solution, hopefully. This is all hypothetical, no guarantees, of course. In the meantime, it would also increase the minimum benefit and raise the income threshold to payroll taxes to $400,000, all the way up from the current threshold of $142,800. So that is a significant increase, right? That is more than triple, if I did that math correctly, right? Almost triple, almost triple. I didn't get very good grades in math. Sorry about that. Almost triple the amount that it would raise the minimum payroll tax to. So that is a very substantial increase and would raise a lot of revenue and could ultimately provide a lot more funding to the Social Security Administration, really help a lot of people out. Now, a few other changes would be that it would increase the average benefit again for all SS recipients by about 2%. We covered that. It would also improve the annual cost of living adjustment formula to more adequately deal with inflation increases as measured by the CPI. It would actually change the CPI to some sort of elderly index, a new one that would really help out COLA. So not just would it be the 2%, but it could actually be more depending on how the inflation and price of living is doing at the time. So 2% is just the average, right? It might be 5% other years. It also set the minimum payment at 25% above the national poverty line, improve benefits for widows and widowers in a 2-income household, would repeal the windfall elimination provision, or WEP, and the government pension offset, GPO. These are 2 unpopular things among seniors. Also end the 5-month waiting period for disability insurance benefits, provide caregiver credits for time spent out of the workforce, extend benefits for eligible students through age 22. It would increase access to benefits for children who live with grandparents or other relatives. So it would do a lot. This bill is really comprehensive. It's an omnibus bill. How it's going to be paid for and covered, seems like the Democrats would go the route of increasing taxes. So Republicans might rail against it, saying that it could have a trickle-down effect and ultimately affect the little guy and maybe perhaps even hurt seniors. So certainly some debate to be had there. All those pointers that are in it may not ultimately be in the bill, but hopefully the main sticking point and the main parts and components of the bill would hopefully remain in there. So that is where we stand right now. That's the most popular bill. That is something that has the most support. There's certainly other pieces of legislation that are much more progressive and would do a lot more for seniors, but those are not as popular and just not as prevalent as this bill is. So that is where we stand right now. That is essentially the State of the Union. The COLA increase is still going to happen. That's not going to change no matter what any bill announces. Even if legislation were to be passed tomorrow, that COLA increase is permanent, is not going to change. So do expect that and do look forward to that and anticipate it. Other than that, we will definitely be sure to update you guys if there are any other pieces of legislation. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching. We got a lot of viewers tonight, and thank you for taking time out of your evening to join us. Hello, Amisha Irvin. Oh, she's a little bit late. You can catch the replay. Don't worry. The lives are always posted on YouTube as a replay, a recording. So unless this freezes right now and it stops, then we'll have to, unfortunately, do it over again. But the odds are that won't happen. So you can always check out the recording of this live. If you hopped on halfway through or towards the end, you can always get the recording on my channel. Just go back to my channel and you'll see it. Might take a couple minutes to propagate, but it will be there. Other than that, I want to thank you guys again so much for watching, but we will have more news and developments for you to come. If you did enjoy this live, as always, give it a big thumbs up, smash the like button. I would appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you are subscribed. Click that big red button and the notification bell. If you want to get some free stocks, as always, make sure that you use the links down below in the description of this video. When you sign up with Robinhood and or Webull, you get some free stocks, some valued up to thousands of dollars, free money, no gimmicks, no obligations. And if you want to connect with me on social media, I'm on Instagram at Logan Cohn, LOGANKOHN. Link down below as well for that. Looking forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take care for now. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Jared. Hope you enjoyed the video and thank you so much. And thank you so much, Joseph. Thank you so much.